their enrollment went up 500 students last year. Well, that's a lot of students. In terms of the number of students in St. Paul is roughly around 40,000, and their annual budget is $625 million. Lots of money. Take and divide the $625 million by the number of students, and you'll see the cost per student. I think their busing is about 40 million. So there's a lot going on there. My thought was, all right, when you close down the schools, and you know, the first day was one thing. Not only couldn't the students get in, but the staff would have had an awful difficult time getting in too. But the second day, you know, the staff could have got in there. What happens is, because of the weight and cost of government, families are under such financial pressure that both parents, which is probably in St. Paul, I hate to say this, but the exception, not the rule, but especially if it's a single parent. Now, what does that parent do? Stay home from work and miss a day's wages? And the schools could have had staff come in, teachers come in, even if all of them couldn't have made it in, could have said, well, the schools are open for the parents that need to just bring their kids to the schools, and we'll make sure that there's something there for them to do. You know, one step above babysitting. And do some recess, which they've taken away from the students. Let's have them do a little art, which they've taken away. You know, listen to some music, which has gone away. So there was other approaches for that second day, and you know, I think what bothered the mayor is that he had the snow removing crews out there that second day, that second night, working all night so that the streets would be open for the buses that second day. And I can see why he made the statement that it was one of the largest public works operations in its history. And you know, he just said that he disagreed with the superintendent's decision. So we have another video clip here, and then we're going to, at the half-hour mark, we're going to make a change and go on to our second topic tonight. But let's do the second clip here. And I'm wondering, is this the robo clip? No, this is the, let's just play it. We'll see. This is
education. It doesn't matter where you put your child, you're going to get consistency. And consistency is not a robot teacher. Consistent means if in every school you're going to get physical education, that's what you're going to get. And you're going to get physical education because it's expected as a parent, and we told you about it. So when you buy into our schools, you will buy into a product. And that's what we need to work on it. No longer we can have schools that they offer different things, because our parents need to ensure their children are getting everything. And the comments about social studies and math and science and whatever, we need to ensure that we're not making any changes in our curriculum or in our programming that it will eventually interfere in education of our children. So that's what we're talking about, trying to bring our schools from a federation of schools to a school district that works together. We no longer have resources to have 5, 6 different textbooks and support staff with training for that. We don't have time, neither the energy, neither the resources to have teachers pull out of the classroom, which is not best instruction for professional development, that they may move to the next building and they won't be using that material any longer. And if you are a parent and you have to move, especially in this economic situation, from the east side to the west side or from the north side to the south side, you shouldn't be going into a total different material, or your child shouldn't be going to a total different material every time you have to move to your schools. That doesn't help our students. And we need to talk about equity. What equity really, really means. Are we just talking about equity or equality? And this board knows that I know the difference very well. And that's what we are. We are as a district, relooking at our practices, refocusing our resources, and ensuring that every parent gets what we are promising. We cannot continue over-promising and under-delivering. And that is something.
All right. Now, and we can replay this, but we're not going to. You see, I talked about robo-teachers. She used the word robo-teachers. But she also said because of their economic conditions, and you need to look at what economic conditions they're talking about. They're talking about, you know, when I look at that system, and you go down to the brick castle down there at 360 Colburn, and all the all the administrators that are sitting down there making 100 or more thousand a year, not counting their benefits, 150,000. What did it say the superintendent makes? 181,000, not counting any of the you know, the benefits, not counting any of the you know, car allowances, and then her she gets I think when they rated her, they gave her 6 of the different areas that they're using to measure her, and each one of those was worth 1%. So that's a 6% raise out of $181,000, not counting. You see why the school district, why they need a $122 million levy. That's a lot of money, folks. When you're out of work, when you can't keep the place afloat, and the value of your home has gone down 30%, and your taxes have gone up. Excuse me. Between the county, I forget what the county was. County was, excuse me, about 5%, and the city, Coleman, held the line. So I'm getting a cough here. Man, not good. I needed that drink of water before. But all right, so you have that going on there. But you see where the when she talks about making all schools the same and all programs the same, well, you might as well have a robo teaching if it's all the same. And so one cookie cutter doesn't work for all students. Let's go on to the next piece. No, we're not ready. All I see in the back room is hands going like this. No, 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 no. They put a lot of pressure on the host here. Well, I want to talk about one of the things that we need to talk about is in relationship to the pressure that they put on the classroom teachers that are really the ones that educate our children. The administrators down there, and I had a conversation with one of them. I was going to bring his card in, but we got some cough into this. Thank you. The office accountability, you know, teachers hold the teachers accountable. Well, I think somebody ought to hold the accountability department accountable. And you know, when they they have titles down there, folks, that you wonder why, and they add nothing to educating your children. So when they have what they call coaches for the teachers out roaming the hallways and the buildings, you know, putting teachers through the subjective measuring that they do, and not objective, and to get rid of the senior teachers, of course. If all these roaming coaches would take a half a dozen kids out of a classroom and take them to the library and spend some time with them, helping them read or do some math, maybe the district could move ahead. But they have so many non-productive people built into that system down there, it's no wonder that the cost is $625 million. What is that, 14, 15, 16,000 per student? It's a lot of money. And then, you know, the districts say, well, you can't figure all those costs. We only want you to figure the, you know, 2/3 of those costs. Or we want to take the number of children, and if we have 40,000 children and we change them to pupil units, we now have 55,000 pupil units, so we can say that the cost per pupil unit is only $8,000 or $9,000. Games with numbers, and so if you know how to read and listen to what's being said, that's where we come in. That's where, because we've been there, we know the language, we know the language that they create, how they redefine words that take and totally mislead you. And so that's why we do this show. I'm still looking at the back room. Are we waving our hands? We're ready to go? What are you doing back there? Just put the DVD in and play it. You don't know where the DVD is? Oh, you got to be kidding me.
The DVD's not working.
The DVD is not working for Maplewood.
What do you want us to play?
Well, I need to know that the DVD is not working. So we don't have the...
I just found out. I've been trying to put it... I just found out.
We don't have the DVD on Maplewood's Monday council meeting?
Right, as of right now.
As of right now, okay. They're working on the Maplewood. Okay.
But what do you want me to play out of that?
Well, does any of it work?
Okay.
No. If it doesn't work, I'll talk about other stuff. But if it works, or part of it
works, I want to know what you want to have played.
Oh, well, you can start out with playing When I Was There, or play...
Okay.
That would work. We do this show live, folks, and that way you know that what you see is what you get. So if you have specific questions tonight, please feel free to call in. What we were going to talk about is, of course, with Maplewood, well, it's the St. Paul schools too, your market value homestead credit. And they always say that property taxes are regressive. And I disagree with that. Property taxes are very transparent. You can see what's going on. You can see how much government is taking from you. And that's why I like property taxes, because wealthy people, for the most part, have put their money into living a nice lifestyle, have wonderful large homes and big pieces of property, and so it's real easy to tax property. But now everybody, and so I call that progressive, that if one person owns $1 million piece of property and another person owns $150,000 or $200,000 piece of property, there's very much a progressive tax rate there. Well, so when you have your market value homestead credit, it distorts